Facebook and YouTube friends. Blessed LUGHNASADH. Gonna give you a little bit of a blessing here. Just getting a candle ready to light for all of us in blessing of the season of LUGHNASADH. Lamas, the Roman version of it. Lugh, L-U-G-H, being of one of the gods of the Tuatha De Danann, a god of light, sort of like the Apollo of the Celts. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But rather than doing a whole Sunday service, I just figured this would be a little easier. I got some things lined up. I've already been pretty busy this morning. I'm actually getting ready to do the next tarot series for YouTube. So, you know, no rest for the Wiccan, except I'm not Wiccan anymore. I'm just a witch. I'm just an eclectic, a miracle witch, and whatever. So, yeah, if anybody jumps in on this live stream, I'm doing this first on our Drawing the Circle Productions. Nope, sorry, wrong one. The Mark Angelo Lyons Mal for short private Facebook group. So people may be jumping on here and saying hi. If you're commenting, I can't see it, at least not yet, so whatever. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I will be transferring this over to the tube of you at some point today. So wanted to just say hi for starters. We made it to the next spoke in the wheel of the year. You know, we start at Yule, and then we do Candlemas in February, and then we do Ostara in March, and then we do Beltane in May, and summer solstice in June. And guess what? June, the first day of summer. We are now at LUGHNASADH halfway through. This is midsummer because a month and a half from the time of this recording, we will be at Mabon. Can you believe it? Autumnal equinox. So summer's half over. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. I didn't make it that way. It's just how it is. So why not bless the season as we can? It is the first of the 3 harvest seasons. Right, this is when you start taking in your tomatoes and your peppers, your belladonnas, your water-based stuff, right? And then at Mabon we will be, right, and how could I forget the wheat, right? Lamas, loaf mass, sort of what became of LUGHNASADH over the centuries, particularly after the Romans occupied Britain. Right, so Lu, L-U-G-H, it means light. So he is a god of light, a solar god, god of the sun. And, you know, you do your own research on that. You look into Lu. I was a priest of Lu for a year when I was in clergy training a very, very long time ago. And learned a lot. He's a poet, he's a bard, he's a healer, he's a hunter, he's an artist, he's a lot. He's pretty much the handyman of the Celts, and I love him dearly. He is, I would say, my Celtic version of Apollo. It's all one at the end of the day. One light through which we view the divine through infinite lenses. So switch them up as you need them, polish those lenses as we go. And that's sort of what this blessing is for. A little background. In my book, Words of Grace, I break down the book into chakra chapters. There are 8 chakras I work with that 8th chakra overhead, sort of symbolized there by my grapevine pentacle. And each one connected to one of the 8 Sabbats of the pagan wheel of the year, right? Starting at Yule, ending at Samhain. Yule being the root chakra, working its way up to Samhain in the 8th chakra. Well, where does that place us? That places us, LUGHNASADH, third eye, right in the third eye. And the more you look into these ancient holidays, holy days, the more you get, it's like, oh my goodness gracious. Our ancestors didn't necessarily know what they knew, but that there are certain codes in there that really can help you throughout the year. Just stay on track with your own spiritual evolution, development, healing, all that jazz. But let's call it what it is. The first harvest is about sacrifice. Now, don't freak. People hear that word and they hear it only in the shadow. But the word sacrifice really means to make sacred. So the threshing of the wheat, right? The reaping of the wheat, right? Don't fear the reaper. taking in the wheat, grinding it down, making the first loaf of bread, and offering that as a sacred thing to the gods, right? To the higher power, to however you want to do that. So it is the sacrifice, but I want you to think in the tarot of the Hanged Man, a willing sacrifice, a willing to perhaps surrender your point of view, the thoughts that you have, the beliefs that you have, like weeding the garden, right? In the garden of the mind, what are those pernicious weeds that keep popping up, those fears, those belief systems based on illusion? Sacred Truth of the Third Eye. It's in my book, but I learned it from Carolyn Mace, PhD. Love her so much. Seek only truth. Look at where we are on planet Earth, right? What is the truth? Not just what's true. What's true is I'm recording this on August 1st, a Sunday. LUGHNASADH, Lamas, call it what you like. But the truth is that all time is now, right? There's only one of us incarnate. There's only one spirit, one soul, one life. And yet we are seeing through a lens darkly. So I've been guided to do some stuff here today. As I said, I have a tea light candle ready here, and dressed with a couple of drops of organic frankincense oil, because it's not that hard to find. A little expensive, but worth it. I even put it in my mud mask to kind of do that. But certainly for a Sunday, frankincense being a solar resin, in this case essential oil, I thought it'd be appropriate to do that. So we will light that at some point, but I also pulled some mantra cards from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck, very connected to the third eye. In my experience, I got a little something from the Course in Miracles I want to read you, because I'm a miracle witch. I'm a true eclectic. I will take truth wherever I find it. But understand, we have perception of truth, which is not necessarily truth, right? To clear the doors, the windows of perception is an ongoing thing for all of us until, you know, we reach, I guess, that phase of enlightenment where we are in exalted consciousness, where we really see through the illusion of separation, even though still in the illusion of separation. It's called being awake within the dream of separation, the dream of multiplicity, I guess is what Buddha would have called it, or did call it, or does call it, and to see the truth. And considering what we think to be the problems, the predicaments on the planet that we have to live and learn and grow through, certainly understanding that there is always a higher truth is going to be helpful. That what appears true today may not be true tomorrow, but love is the answer is always the truth. True love conquers all, no matter how high you go in the dimensional spectrums. You know, what is it? There are 12 dimensions, 12 overtones each. That's 144 overtones. Even at the highest one, love never goes out of style. So the process of being disillusioned, not something we cherish, and yet what is the option? So we're going to do a little prayer just to get this kind of moving in that direction, and then I'll see. God's gave me all sorts of stuff to do here, so we'll see what comes next. So if you can, please get yourself comfortable in a position you can stay in just for a couple of minutes and breathe along with me. Don't worry about the words, just let them kind of go by. But be aware of the thoughts going through your head as we do this, right? And if you like, you know, you can lay down, you know, put a rock on your third eye, you know, amethyst, clear quartz, whatever you need to do. I'm wearing my torch of Archangel Ariel, my torch Ariel here, my rutilated quartz. I got my blessing cords on. I got my heart pentacle on, and let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. In fact, I recommend taking a couple of deep breaths and check in with your body. This isn't a full-blown meditation here. This is just about checking in. You know, get your body comfortable. Take the time, the self-care, the awareness to kind of tune in to what your body's doing. Send that awareness into the usual chronic-y, achy places and just give it the support, those areas, the support they need. Not that we're laying the body aside. We're not astral projecting or anything. Thank you. But just trust that whatever is going on in this moment, this precious moment of the now, it's okay to relax. You're taking a break from the outside world to go further in and higher up. And it's from this place I offer this prayer as I call upon our collective pantheons of guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and our own higher selves, to encircle us now in a force field of light containing and protecting this blessing we do in this time and in this place wherever we may be. That all information and energy that exchanges between us does so clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all. And I ask that you use me. Make this the best that it can be. Truly helpful, truly healing, truly illuminating. That we may lay upon the altar the things we think are true but may not be, so that we may see beyond illusion and into the light that is truth and the truth that is light. Thank you. So mote it be, and so it is. All right. So the lighting of the candle. That feels like the next thing to do here. Like I said, it's just a regular old tea light, but dressed with some essential frankincense oil. I have it in a lovely little crystal bowl here with some sand in it. You know, I don't want to be cracking crystal because of a tea light. So take a nice deep breath. In this time and in this place, I now do conjure a channel of grace by thought, by will, by heart, by deed. We call that grace meet every need for the well-being of all with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. May we be blessed with the grace of knowledge and its companion grace in the third eye, the grace of clarity, that we may seek only truth, that we may see only truth, and that we may speak only truth, that we be willing to see things differently, that we make the willing sacrifice of the limiting beliefs as they arise by meeting them with love, by understanding that they come from traditions and societies that were so based in the illusion of separation, third and fourth dimension, that now as we rise up into the fifth, we see the necessary folly of it all. That the grace of knowledge fine-tune and clear the lenses of the third eye, that we may see through what we once thought as true into the truth that lie beyond it, the kernels of truth in full bloom behind it, illuminating our minds. And may the grace of clarity help us to find the still point in the now. That all thoughts may flow around us like particles of light in the wind, in the air itself, that we may bear witness to these thoughts, and knowing that thoughts are things, and our only true thoughts are the thoughts we share with the divine. That as a thought is shared, a thought is strengthened, and that the light, the truth, the illumination of who we really are be revealed to us as we are willing to lay upon the sacrificial altar these thoughts that have plagued us and our ancestors, going back millennia. The need to survive now being replaced with the calling to thrive. That everything that goes on in this horizontal plane that we see as a physical world is merely a training ground for gods and angels to remember who they are. That we are not bodies. We are free. And we are still as the divine created us. Innocent souls, eternal, immortal, birthless, deathless, guiltless, sinless. And what we see in another is what we will see in ourselves, so that we may forgive ourselves our trespasses, where we have walked where we knew not to, where we have thought where we knew it brought us and others pain, so that we may be released, so that we may receive our true freedom, our true liberation of mind, and therefore liberate others. For as we liberate others, we are liberated. Are we one or are we many? Which is true? Which is truth? That we lay upon the altar of the mind our perceptions of things, how they appear to be, how we believe them to be, and exchange them for vision, for perception is not vision. That the lenses of the mind, the third eye itself, may be blessed with immutable divine truth. The all-conquering mind balanced with the all-loving heart. That only love is real. And what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. That fear and limitation is just the absence of love. So when those thoughts arise, we give them the love that only we can give them within our own minds, and therefore transform them for the world, little by little. An illusion is but an absence of light, and rather than examine our illusions, rather to just lift them up. And like shadows carried to light, they vanish, for they were never true. They were never real, though they may have bound us in chains until we outgrew them. And our chains have become training wheels that we no longer need. May every mind be blessed with light. May every mind be blessed with truth. May every mind be blessed with the grace of knowledge, sacred knowledge, truth to see beyond illusion, and may every mind be blessed with the grace of clarity, that as we are so willing to surrender in what we think to be true, truth be revealed to us, and we become the living embodiments of truth that we always were. The sun coming out from behind the clouds, because the sun never goes away, nor does the truth of who we are. Occluded, clouded, hidden, but never gone. May that light, that knowledge, that clarity, that grace heal our minds and heal all minds for the well-being of all. May we be so blessed. For the well-being of all with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be. And so it is. I'm gonna read you something. This might be a little long. I don't care. You can watch it later. That's why we have pause buttons. I've been doing A Course in Miracles for the past couple of months. I did it many years ago when I started the company, DrawingTheCircle Productions. Got through the whole 365 lessons. Doing it again, I see it completely different. The lesson that I have for today is lesson 199. You can't see that. I am not a body, I am free. Now I'm going to read it to you at the risk of copyright infringement here. You know what? I'm going to change the words a little though, because you have to remember this was brought through in the early 70s through Helen Schuckman and Belle Thetford, research psychologists, I believe at Columbia University in New York. So this came through New York, so I'm just down with it for that. Yeah, and I'm not, blessed be, I'm not saying hi to anybody who's commenting because this is going on YouTube. I'm not mentioning names. But I thought it would do no harm to just read this and change the words. And I'm changing the gender here. There are a couple of words that I know are wicked triggering for at least pagans, but you take this as you like it. This is how I read it for myself. Changing the pronouns from male to female has been a huge revelation. And particularly the word Holy Spirit, which is in what I'm about to read. A lot of people get triggered by that from their relationships with their religions from tribal growing up. I mean, hey, if that's a phrase that works for you, that's wonderful. But I learned a long time ago, the Holy Spirit is the collective of every higher self, right? So there's the ego, the personality, the soul, the higher self, and then above that, if you want to call it the Holy Spirit or the higher self collective or whatever, I'm just going to say higher self. So here we go. Lesson 199. I am not a body. I am free. Freedom must be impossible as long as you perceive a body as yourself. Oopsie. The body is a limit. Who would seek for freedom in a body, looks for it where it cannot be found? The mind can be made free when it no longer sees itself as in a body, firmly tied to it and sheltered by its presence. If this were the truth, the mind were vulnerable indeed. The mind that serves the higher self is unlimited forever, in all ways, beyond the laws of time and space, unbound by any preconceptions, and with strength and power to do whatever it is asked. Attack thoughts cannot enter such a mind because it has been given the source of love, and fear can never enter into a mind that has attached itself to love. It rests in Goddess. And who can be afraid who lives in innocence and only loves? It is essential for your progress in this course that you accept today's idea and hold it very dear. Be not concerned that to the ego it is quite insane. The ego holds the body dear because it dwells in it and lives united with the home that it has made. It is part of the illusion that has sheltered it from being found illusory itself. Here does it hide, and here it can be seen as what it is. Declare your innocence, and you are free. The body disappears because you have no need of it except the need the higher self sees. For this, the body will appear as useful form for what the mind must do. It thus becomes a vehicle which helps forgiveness be extended to the all-inclusive goal that it must reach, according to the Divine's plan. Cherish today's idea and practice it today and every day. Make it a part of every practice period you take. There is no thought that will not gain, thereby empower to help the world, and none which will not gain in added gifts to you as well. We sound the call of freedom round the world with this idea. And would you be exempt from the acceptance of the gifts you give? The higher self is the home of minds that seek for freedom. In it, they have found what they have sought. The body's purpose is now unambiguous, and it becomes perfect in the ability to serve an undivided goal. In conflict-free and unequivocal response to mind, but with the thought of freedom as its goal, the body serves, and serves its purpose well. Without the power to enslave, It is a worthy servant of the freedom which the mind within the higher self seeks. Be free today, and carry freedom as your gift to those who still believe they are enslaved within a body. Be you free, so that the higher self can make use of your escape from bondage to set free the many who perceive themselves as bound and helpless and afraid. Let love replace their fears through you. Accept salvation now, and give your mind to those who call you to make this gift to them. For they would give you perfect freedom, perfect joy, and hope that finds its full accomplishment in the divine. You are the divine's child. In immortality, you live forever. Would you not return your minds to this? Then practice well the thought the higher self gives for you today. Your brothers and sisters stand released with you in it. The world is blessed along with you. The divine's child will weep no more, and heaven offers thanks for the increase of joy your practice brings even to it. And the divine itself extends their love and happiness each time you say, I am not a body, I am free. I hear the voice that God has given me, and it is only this my mind obeys. And so it is. And by the way, don't you just love I have a black cat bookmark in my Course in Miracles? I love being an eclectic. To do whatever I want, pretty much, under guidance and grace. So I wanted to share that, right? So I'm not a body. I am free. I am not a body. I am free, right? That freedom is the liberation from the illusion of separation, but that doesn't mean the body suddenly disappears, right? It doesn't mean you have to stop brushing your teeth and paying your bills and all that. That's maybe what the ego will do with it. But let that thought permeate today. If you haven't done your magic for LUGHNASADH yet, try that. Try that. May I see that I am not a body, right? What is the point of past life stuff? Astral projection, chakra healing, right? All this stuff that we talk about, right? This is the point of it. If we don't get, we're not bodies. I mean, how many lives have you had? How many lives do you want? Right? How many times have we been on this planet and apparently elsewhere? All in a timeless instant of the now. All happening simultaneously. I know, it's very, DC Comics multiverse, right? Variants, right? You're going to do the MCU version of it, right? The different variants, so many different versions of us are all created at the moment of the Big Bang in one instant that to the divine never really happened. We are not bodies. We are free. And this is something that brings great sanity and clarity to the mind. So, in support of this, I told you I pulled some healing mantra cards here selectively. I didn't pull them at random. That I thought would be very, very helpful. I'm not reading from the bookie book. If you watch my readings on YouTube, sooner or later they all come up. So, illuminating the truth, activating the third eye, right? Third eye of LUGHNASADH, exploring unity consciousness, and anchoring the light, right? All of these thematically connected. So here we go. Activating the third eye. I thought this would be the hot one. Everybody wants to activate their third eye until they get what it's about. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. How many beliefs are we even aware of in any given moment, right? All these beliefs made up of thoughts, some of them based in truth, some of them not. Some of them there's a kernel of truth in them. I'm willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, like how we think it's what's going on and how it's going to end up. How often are we, right? Illuminating the truth. This is my clairvoyance one. I'm willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. Like no matter what conclusions, no matter what this is about, I'm willing to see things clearly, so very good for the grace of clarity. Which one do I want to do next? Okay. Exploring unity consciousness. And this is the truth. There's only one of us here. Everybody will, sing Bob Marley, One Love, all of that. But he knew. He knew. He knew. There's only one of us here. There's only one eternal child of God. You hear, oh, there's only one begotten Son of God. Yeah, but it's all of us as one. Only the ego would cut that up into a billion different things. And then make one of them the one and only. It don't work like that. Exploring unity consciousness. I am one eternal light appearing as all, and that's why you are not a body and you are free. You are one eternal light appearing as all. Now, what does that do to all of the division and separation and derision going on in the world, all the politics, all the injustice? It's all part of a game that we volunteered to play in order to remember who we truly are, right? It's like being an actor, being sent in as an actor to play a role in a movie and then totally forgetting you're an actor. By the end of the movie, you wake up, and apparently by the end of this movie, we wake up. Anchoring the light. The light is always within me. You don't have to look for it outside. Oh, you can find books and teachers and divination, which is really about interacting with the divine, not pieces of cardboard telling you what to do, or rocks or shells or whatever you're using. Right? The little clues, tips, and hints that we get from the director. But the Course even says there are two directors to this movie. I'm paraphrasing wildly here. The ego and the higher self. Russ Meyer, faster, Pussycat Kill Kill, and Cecil B. DeMille, right? Pick your directors, right? Pick who you want to go with there. And in any given moment, the ego, which is an illusion, which is the egg to the caterpillar, to the cocoon, to the butterfly, right? The ego, the personality, the soul, the higher self. We're on a journey there. The ego is the piece of the divine that is so asleep, so incubating, and absolutely necessary for us to have a physical experience in a world that doesn't really exist in bodies. But it believes you're the body. So touch the wrong doorknob and scratch your nose, you're dead, right? Everything's a threat. Everything is fear. Survival. The higher self. I am not a body. I am free. For I am still as the divine created me. Birthless, sinless, guiltless, deathless. And if I don't see it in myself, then I need to start allowing that to be the truth for everybody. Everybody. I'm not commenting to comments, but I will later. I'll type here on the group because this is going on YouTube. I don't want to call out anybody by first name, particularly with the unique first names we have in this group. So take it as it comes. LUGHNASADH is a harvest time. It's the first of three. The first harvest, LUGHNASADH. The second harvest, Mabon. All the apples and the pumpkins, right? And the gourds. And the third, Samhain, the final harvest, which will then put us into the dark part of the year full force, right? From Samhain to Yule is the 8th chakra. And we start all over again, but at a level higher up. So my work is set for me today. I'm going to be doing the new moon to full moon readings. Oh, and 8-8. Yeah. Lyons Gate 8-8. Honey, I was around when 8-8 was brought through a couple of channels from Mount Shasta who said they were from the underground city of Telos. Okay, whatever. Haven't been there. Sounds like a nice place to visit. I don't want to live there. I don't know if it's a nice place to visit. Shield and Sharula, their names were, if I remember correctly. That's a long time ago. We're talking about the 90s, baby. The early 90s. The wacky new age 90s that I lived through. And a lot of it that we come across is just not true. It's not true, but, and yet our mythologies, our fairy tales, our stories have such truth in them archetypally. The hero's journey. That we are divine beings chosen to Like a casting director sent us down to say, ooh, we got a role for you. And this time, we do it differently. With truth. With love. That's why the path of true love is so important to me, because it integrates all of it. Because all things are lessons the divine would have you learn. And a big shift in the third eye that people resist like crazy until they don't anymore is that everything that happens isn't happening to us. It's happening for us. The ego sees it. It's happening to us. Victim, victimizer, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Switching off roles as we go. But the soul knows it's happening for us. To bring into physical form, into these bodies that we are not, the divinity of who we truly are. That's alchemy. That's healing. That's ascension. And because we are one light, appearing as all, as we heal, all heal. So may every mind be blessed with immutable divine truth. May every heart be blessed with unconditional, all-encompassing love, so the divine Father within and the divine Mother within may bless the divine child, that it may choose and decide wisely and lovingly, to the best of its ability. Eventually getting that you can't get it wrong, because even our colossal fuck-ups are part of the divine plan. In an ever-shifting, ever-changing, closed system of near-infinite variety of quantum timelines, closing our eyes for a second in one and opening them in the other, another, without even knowing it, that we can relax and trust that everything is unfolding as it is, but that we do our part to seek only truth, not just from LUGHNASADH to Mabon, but always. And that the light is always within us, and light and truth are one. The well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So motivate. And so it is. Well, sweethearts, there's your LUGHNASADH blessing. I know it was a little long, but hey, I don't do these that often. And if you are not following my channel on YouTube, you may want to, because I've been shown the best is yet to come. Because I live alone, except for my 3 kitty cats, my 3 boys upstairs basking in the sun through the window. I firmly intend to do what I came here to do in this life, not really giving a rat's ass what anybody else thinks about it anymore, because why? Look what we just lived through. Not being bodies, but believing we are, right? And we're not done. Oh, we are not done with this challenging period on planet Earth. I thought we were getting close. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So to seek only truth, and to use this time, this season, hello, hi, use this time wisely. For time truly has one purpose, that we may heal, that we may grow, that we may evolve, remember who we truly are, and be the blessing upon this world, the angels, the archangels, the goddesses, the gods, call it what you want, that we're never about being a body, but can certainly use the appearance of being in a body to fulfill a mission. So good luck on yours. I'm doing mine. I'm about to put on the makeup and lights, camera, action. Let's do a 5-card draw. New moon spread. All 12 signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and may we keep our sense of humor. And may we forgive that which is given to us to forgive, seeing that we are not bodies. I am not a body. I am free. I hear the voice the gods have given me, and it is only this my mind obeys. Yeah! I'm rebellious. I'm so down with it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, whatever. I don't even care anymore about my numbers, but still, the more people who like it and see it, the more people who get to see it. That's just how the program works. I don't know, whatever. So wishing you all the very best. The best of your coffee. The very best and the very blessed of this day, of this moment, of this life, and certainly of this season of LUGHNASADH. May you harvest well. May you weed the garden. May you find the nuggets of truth hidden in the weeds of illusion for your well-being. and the well-being of all, and I believe too much half and half of myself, but there's no such thing. Wishing you all the very best of the very blessed of all of this. Yeah. Farewell. Blessed, blessed be.